There's a lot of really useful information that you can get for free from publicly available data sets. This one is from the Roads and Maritime Services. Well, this report isn't I made the report, but the data is from the RMS website, and it's based on information as to how many different license types are in every suburb and how many people have those license types for every quarter of the years going back some time. So in this case, in the top left, I've got this from March 2005 to September 2019, and I could slide this along to adjust the period that I'm looking at. But down in the bottom right, we can actually see the differences. So there's 108,000 more learners, 637,000 new motor vehicle drivers, and you can look at all of these. There's a decrease on the end here of drivers who have licenses for large trucks. So over that 14-year period, there's been a almost 3% decrease. If we look at, for example, the map, what we can see is that the color represents the change. If there's been an increase, or rather the highest increases are green and the lowest increases are orange or red. And if I mouse over them, I actually get indications for each suburb with a small dynamic tooltip, which shows that in, for example, Casula, there's been a 67 percent increase, that is, in learner and P plate, that's the provisional drivers. And only down the bottom there, 7.17% increase in light truck drivers licenses. So it's all well and good. It's a fairly simple Power BI report. I can slide here also the distance. So if I want to look at a larger area, the distance that is from the centre of Sydney. And I'm going to do a video on that soon about how to use a dynamic distance filter, which uses a bit of trigonometry in DAX to get this filter that will allow you to create an arc or a circle from a certain point and include or not include items within that. Okay, let's look at this in terms of insights. And I'm always going on about insights, but it is important to get better value for the work that you're doing than simply doing stack bar charts of sales by territory by quarter. If you're just doing that, then some piece of software is going to get your job pretty quickly, whereas insights like this are much harder for something to be automated. You're much safer and more valuable, I think, to your employer if you find insights. So let's work out a scenario. You own a truck driving school where people have to learn how to drive trucks. Where are you going to put it in Sydney? So if you use this, we could click on trucks, and I've made the icons into bookmarks. So we click on that. And here we have it. In this part of Sydney, the top right, the centre of Sydney, the North Shore, it shows a significant decrease in the number of people who have a truck driving licence. But in the central west and southwest of Sydney over the last 14 years, a big increase in the number of people who are driving trucks. So if you were going to set up a truck driving school in Sydney, where would you put it? This piece of software, Power BI, with a little bit of publicly available data, says that you'd be smart to put it somewhere around Fairfield or Parramatta, Bankstown area. That would be a great spot to do it. Great, that's easy. Let's look at another one, motorbikes. Where has there been a big increase in people with motorcycle licenses? And there we have it. Eastern suburbs out towards Bondi, Maroubra, Coogee, small amount on the northern beaches. Inner west, there's a fair bit, but you wouldn't, for example, put it out here where the truck driving school is. There's been a decrease out there. So this has told us that there is a change over time and that there's a large number of additional motorcyclists that have got motorcycle licenses and live in this part of Sydney. One more I thought was quite interesting is the learner and provisional drivers. Now, these are people who are typically 17, 18, 19 years of age, and they pass through this phase and then they become a license holder of a full license. Looking at this in the last few years, and I've moved the time filter up here to 17 to 19, there's been a big decrease in the number of learners that are here. And on the face of it, that sounds like a problem. What's going on there? But actually, you only have a provisional license or a learner's that phase for 2 years, maybe. So there has been a cohort that's passed through here, I suspect. And if I move this time slider, so I'll just go all the way back on that end to 2005, and we'll move this one down to sometime in uh, 2017. And there you have it. There was a big growth of young adults, which are probably born around the year 2000, who came of age in terms of driver's licenses in around 2016-17. So they went through that L plate stage, and then if I click back here again, so I'll reset the filter, they finished. So then there is an apparent drop, but what we would see if we followed it through is that there would be a commensurate increase in those areas with the number of full driver's licenses that are held. So don't forget, when you're doing Power BI or Tableau or Qlik or any kind of business intelligence, simply providing some information is not providing sufficient value for the work that you're doing. Someone who's half decent at Excel could work out very quickly how to do stack bar charts in Power BI. Look at how you can increase the value of the work that you're doing by looking for insights. Ask questions, see if something looks strange. If it looks interesting, investigate it further. Power BI is an excellent tool for this, as are other business intelligence softwares. Give it a go. This is one way of increasing the value of the work that you do.